I'm sorry. I won't do it again.
Maybe we should call your sister.
No, I'll be good. I want to dance. I practiced. I just want to dance. I practiced.
Welcome, brothers. In today's video, we will discuss how women over 30 are running out of options, how they've collided with the harsh reality of the wall, and how each day reminds them that their options are running out. But before we begin, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave your comments. This greatly helps us reach more men who may need this content. Without further ado, let's get started.
Let's talk about how one of the most difficult things you'll ever do is leaving the man you love for the man you know you deserve. Story time. When I was in my 20s, I dated a guy who made me want to create wedding hashtags out of our names. Before I fell asleep at night, I thought about all the ways we were perfect for each other, how we were both only children, how we were both weird, but like in the same way, and most importantly, how he made me feel. Because this was the guy who one night, as I was apologizing for crying over God knows what, turned to me and said, "Anna, you don't have to be sorry because life isn't about being perfect, it's about being real, and don't you think that would have made a great line at our wedding that never happened?" And the thing is, all of the above was true and real, but the following things were also true and real. That he was the kind of guy who brought me to a sports bar and decided to ignore me all night and talk to some random 50-year-old dude instead. That he was the kind of guy who got so drunk one night that he couldn't really understand I meant it when I said no means no. And most importantly, that he was the kind of guy who was always halfway in and halfway out. And if I'd been more honest with myself, I would have realized that last point a heck of a lot sooner. Because here's the thing, ladies, loving a man does not mean he's your man forever, and most of the guys you'll date and fall in love with will break your heart, and that's okay. What's not okay is staying in a relationship where you feel seen 50% of the time, and the other 50% you're wondering why your boyfriend would rather talk to some random 50-year-old dude in a bar instead of you. So if I could go back and tell my 20-something self one thing, it would be this. Learn to leave even if it means you'll be alone for a little while. Learn to leave even if it means you're gonna hate the next 10 dates you go on. And learn to leave not because you don't love him, but because you know someone else can love you so much better.
Learn to choose the man you're getting involved with more wisely. But that part, as you know, is never mentioned because it's always the man's problem, not my choice. Here, I wonder, why not apply the saying that empowered women use to take credit away from men? Behind every man is a great woman, or a good woman can change a man's life. Why didn't she fight to change this man because he brought little to the table? He was a Chad, and like every Chad, he only shines in the initial moments. After the woman leaves him, the sparkle in his eyes fades, and she begins to see the harsh reality of the life she'll have with this man. Then she completely changes her mindset, going for the beta provider, a man who can ensure her a financially stable long-term life, with her merely bringing her presence into this man's life. That's why they leave the Chad, even though he causes them an emotional roller coaster, being the man they love and the one they truly want to bear their seed. Some wake up earlier, preferring to leave before becoming a single mother, and they trade him for a beta provider, even though they still love the Chad. That's why she left this man, didn't stay to try to change him to become the man she wanted, because he didn't have that potential at least. He was just for fun.
I've seen a lot of different videos on TikTok lately about this, so I wanted to do my own video about it. And that is what it's like dating women in their 40s. Now, I don't know about you, but I am a lot different now than I was in my 20s and my 30s. And everyone comes with baggage, every single person. So if you think one person has more over another, you might be right, but I don't think it has anything to do with the age necessarily. It has to do with how they've coped and dealt with that stuff and how they've grown. So women in their 40s tend to be more mature, a lot wiser. They don't give a shit as much as they used to, and that can be liberating in itself. They like to have fun. They just want to go with the flow. They're not really worried about what's going to happen next. So if you are not sure if you want to go down that road, that's up to you, but give it a consideration because we're a lot of fun.
So they're fun like an amusement park, somewhere to ride but not to move in. The problem is that they all come with baggage, and in that, I agree, men do too. But the thing is, it's easier to deal with baggage at 20, with beauty and fertility. What baggage at 40 with nothing but traumas? So, which do you prefer, brother? Many realize that dating at an older age is an uphill battle. The mountain gets steeper each time. The thing is, a woman who doesn't change her cards in time realizes that the game of age between men and women is different. Because men look down and women look up. What do I mean by this? A 40-year-old man has so many options for marriage. He can find a woman his age just to live a quiet life, or even older if he still looks good. Alternatively, you can date a younger woman, say 25 and up, or even younger depending on what this man can offer, be it physical or economic, and start a family. But a woman either looks for someone her age or older because younger men tend to just have fun, unless it's a younger man not looking for a family. But it's tough for the woman because she has hit the wall, and we all know the wall doesn't forgive.
If you are single and you are in the dating marketplace at that time, when that happens, say you're 37, 36, 38, 40, whatever it may be, and you are still on the hunt for that man, and you hit the wall and you can see in your face that you are no longer the face that you were at whether it was 30 or 35 or 25, whatever it is, you are going to be panicked because now you know that you are going to compete with women who are younger, who are largely more fertile, not always, but largely speaking, yes, who have that youthfulness to them, who have that estrogen, progesterone, whatever the hormonal balance is that makes someone young, it's there and you're losing it. And you become hyper aware of that. And that is why women begin to panic.
Brothers, the wall does not forgive. What this woman said is the truth, and they know it. You know it. Even God knows it. The women who kept searching for that top 10% man, those who were dating chads, the ones solely focused on their careers, the ones rejecting good men, they all collide with the harsh reality after 30. Time is running out, and the wall does not forgive. The men their age or older are seeking younger women. The best candidates are dating women much younger, often offering only fertility, which is what 80% of men want to leave descendants. Many don't listen, brothers. We keep saying what we're looking for in a woman, but they prefer to follow advice from feminist dating coaches or women who don't have a man, not clearly understanding men's requests. We want a woman connected to her feminine energy, beautiful, young, and fertile, someone who performs acts of service, takes care of her man and the home. If you're in your 20s and heading down a different path, let me tell you that what might await you is the wall because the wall does not forgive. If you doubt it, watch the next video.
All right, all of my fellow 40-something-year-olds who hate dating as much as I do. I have not been on a dating app in several months, and so I decided Friday night that I would get on one. And I matched with this guy, and we start chatting away, continued into Saturday and Sunday, and we'd made plans for Wednesday night. And then the more we talked, we were kind of like, we were kind of hitting it off. We're like, let's do Tuesday night too. Then comes Monday, and he's like, hey, do you think you can slip away and meet me for coffee? And so I do. The date was about 5 hours long, and it was great, went well. Very attractive man, great job, just all around seems like a great catch, right? So that night, it was great. Sent me a text afterwards, had a good time, all the things. Then Wednesday night, we go to dinner, and he picks out the place. I meet him at his house. We ride together to the restaurant. And as we're sitting there, kind of, halfway through dinner, he decides to tell me, he's like, you check a lot of my boxes. I'm really into you. I've told all my sisters about you. I say all mine, his two sisters. They've seen pictures of you and this and that. And I'm like, whoa. Slow your roll, bro. And so dinner still is fine. Great. We move on. I go back home. He sends me a bunch more text, kind of just, again, I'm really into you. I really go after what I want. But it's at this point, it's just becoming too much. And I tend to pump the brakes and actually back up on the first night of our date.
Brothers, in this life, there are two non-negotiable things: time and genuine interest. If a woman is not genuinely interested in you, it's possible that it won't lead to anything with her. Now, you also don't want to start forming your life on the first date because that scares anyone. This man is a simp. He's dating a 40-year-old woman and already thinking about marrying her, talking to his family about her, and planning everything. What's wrong with you? Are you a woman with a wish list for Santa Claus? At this point, I must say that this woman is right because this man is bombarding with rush love. Brothers, in the realm of relationships, you can't think that the first woman you date wants to give her everything at once. It makes you seem less appreciated, appearing as needy. Besides, you don't even know her. If a woman does the same with you, you'd probably say, "This woman is crazy." It's like women who go on dates and start asking a list of questions. It seems like a job interview to be their husband. Keep this in mind, but let's see how it ends.
I just said, I really just don't get excited. I've been in this dating game longer than you. He's been divorced 2 years. I've been divorced for 14. So yeah, I've been in this fucking single dating game for a hell of a lot longer. And he proceeded to also tell me he's gone on like 40 dates in 2 years. And I'm like, holy fuck, that is more dates than I've gone on in my life. Let alone in 2 years. Jesus. So anyway, I tell him I'm not excited. I don't get excited just because I've had so many letdowns. So I contain any and all excitement. And he was kind of irritated by that. So after the second date, then he sends me a message the day after. And he's like, hey, I was reflecting on last night. I think I probably said too much, kind of opened up too much. I'm like, yeah, you think? And I just messaged him back like, hey, I get you being vulnerable, telling me how you feel. I'm just not in that place right now. It just seemed like an emotional dump and I'm still digesting it and I just handle things differently. And it kind of rubbed him the wrong way. And we were supposed to go out tomorrow night. He texted me today, canceled plans. And I just said, oh, are you going to LA? Because he was going to LA to meet some chick. And he's like, irritated that I thought he was going on that trip. And I just was like, I'm just asking. I don't fucking care. And so he canceled all plans for the weekend. And he's just like, I'll contact you next week. I'm just going to kind of let this simmer. So, yeah, no, I don't think so. I think we're good. I don't think there's a match anymore. I don't know. What would you guys do? I'm like, I wasn't really, after all that emotional, crazy dump, like, I get it. I love, that he's so into me, but I'm just not at the same level as he is. And he really just didn't seem to like my boundaries. And I have these fucking boundaries for a reason. I've been through a ton of therapy and I've been single a lot longer. I'm going to have boundaries. I'm not settling. Like, what the fuck? But seriously, dating in your fucking 40s is terrible. Why does it have to be so bad?
This guy is needy. Why would you be in such a hurry? To me, this man hasn't healed from his past relationship. 40 dates. I don't believe it. Why would you say that to a woman as well? Besides, if you act like this in 40 dates, brother, change your strategy. What I think he wanted was to take her to bed. He presents himself as a prospective husband, but the strategy doesn't work. I'm sure she thought he was so desperate for a man. Brothers, we have to realize that women, regardless of age, are more accustomed to going out with more men and talking to more men. An average woman on a dating app has many matches, so that means she talks to many men. That's why they dominate the dating game. But as a man, you shouldn't show yourself as needy, revealing that you're super in love with someone you've only known for 4 days. If he had taken it slower, just going to the date to enjoy the moment, he would have fared better because she seemed interested by continuing to accept the dates. But in this game, the one who shows too much hunger never eats. Now, things are only getting worse for you. Even though she says she's been single for 14 years, brothers, that's quite a long time. We've reached the end of the video, but before we go, the questions are for you. What do you think about women over 30 who are single? What do you think about what the woman said about the wall? If you enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. Your support means the world to us and motivates us to create more content. Stay tuned for the next exciting video from the wall.